Boundaries. How do you set them? And more importantly, how do you enforce them? Hi, I'm Cynthia Lockery. Welcome to Shift, where we make powerful shifts in 5 minutes or less. Okay, the top topic that I have when working with clients is boundary setting. This comes up in my conference speaking, my client communications, and my coaching. So many people aren't aware of how to set their boundaries or enforce them. So I'm going to give you 4 tips today. Number one, know your boundaries. I'm amazed at how many people have no idea what their boundaries are. So think of a specific situation. Is it in the workplace? For some of you, for example, a teacher, it might be in a classroom, which is something that you can work through. But others, it might be going a little bit more narrow on boundaries you need with a specific colleague or coworker. So what are those boundaries? I'll give you an example of somebody who talks really loud. You all know somebody like this. And a boundary might be when they scream, you totally shut down. So you need to know that that is something that's triggering you and is a boundary that you need to set. Second, you need to tell the people what your boundaries are. A lot of times people get upset when their boundaries are trampled, but how the heck's anybody supposed to know? And if you tell them once, they're not going to remember because they have other things in their life other than your boundaries. So that loud talking coworker, you might have to say, you know what? I'm really struggling with noise lately. And when people or noise in a room or people talk loud, it tends to really trigger me and I shut down. So I may ask you to lower your voice during this conversation just so that I can completely focus on what you're saying. Make it about them, but at the same time, getting clear on that boundary. 3, you need to set warning signs. Don't wait until that person has trampled over your boundary and you're already fuming. You got to let people know. Again, remember, they're not always listening, that they're approaching a boundary. Hi, yeah. Can you just lower your voice a little bit? I just want to make sure I can fully listen to you. It can be as simple. In a classroom, I coached a teacher who we did a system of letting the class know when they were getting, different green light, yellow light, red light, which is easier at the classroom. But think of the boundaries you have, the circumstances you have them, and how you let people know they're getting close to crossing a boundary. Don't wait until they're right at the edge. Give them some warning signs. 4, you have to reevaluate your boundaries. You change, situations change, circumstances change, and your boundaries are going to change. So really take that time when I'm working with coaching clients. At every 3 to 4 months, we'll check in on boundaries. How are you doing with the boundaries you have? Making sure that they're being honored, that you're letting people know. Do they need to be adjusted, or are there any new boundaries that you create? So boundaries helps you get clarity. It helps you eliminate stress. And really, it helps you to show up as the best you. So I strongly encourage you to know what your boundaries are, to have conversations with people to let them know your boundaries, put warning signs in place as people are approaching your boundaries, and take the time to reevaluate. If you want to learn more about this or anything else that I speak about, please go to my website, lockerycommunications.com.